Good evening, friends, followers, channel members. How rare a Saturday night flight. But I've missed flying so much this week because it's just been one of those weeks where neither mine or my wife's diaries actually are lined up. So it's been a busy old week, and Dubrovnik's here. A good scenery for Dubrovnik, one of my favourite airports to fly into, so I've been dying to fly into it since it was released on a live stream, and I thought tonight, yep, we can do this. A nighttime arrival, and the winds at the moment are actually favouring the wonderful RMP approach to runway 29, so even more of a reason to do it tonight. So guys, I hope you've all had a really great week. I hope you are well as you're coming in and joining us. Go grab yourself a drink, get yourself seated as you're coming on board. We'll brief this in a moment, and we've got a nice little flight view from Venice down to Dubrovnik. Just realised, hang on, the overhead banner's not working. Let me just give that a kick for you. 1 second. So this is a flight. This is a real-world flight route as well, guys. By the way, except it's not actually flying at the moment. It'll be a summer schedule. You can book the flight now, but it doesn't fly until the summer. But yeah, this is an alpine flight for you tonight. It lasts about 1 hour, 1 hour and 2 minutes to be precise, according to the operational flight plan. We've got a nice tailwind as well. We'll have a look at the OFP in a moment. Son Age Mate, thank you so much for the follow. Really appreciate that. And just before we go any further, for those of you who are arriving right at the start, we announced something pretty big today on our Discord server, and that is we now also have a new channel partner. So for those of you who use the Contrail app store, etc., for your purchases, you can also get 10% off. We've got a 10% off discount code for our Easyjet Sim Pilot community, and the code for that is in the video description, actually down below if you're watching on YouTube, or of course you can find it on our Discord server as well. Pop that code in, use it as many times as you want, and yeah, save yourself 10% off all purchases from Contrail. And they've got awesome stuff. You know, they're basically a distributor of amazing scenery and applications for Microsoft Flight Simulator. For instance, Active Sky is available through them, so you can get 10% off that. Purgy scenery, East Midlands, etc. That's available. Get yourself 10% off that as well. So yeah, you can also support the channel and get yourself a nice little 10% saving on all of your aircraft and scenery from the Contrail store using that discount code, so be sure to check that out. Right, okay, well that's the housekeeping taken care of. Shall we have a look at the actual flight that we're going to be doing today and see what it's looking like? I've not actually looked through the operational flight plan myself yet, so we'll do that together in a moment. But before we do, good evening, guys. Just seeing who's coming on board. So we've got our amazing channel members: DC, Fruitbat, Tony, Renling, Captain, HMW, good evening. Dark Fury, also now known as Flight Designs, good evening, mate, good to see you. Is there a discount for Fly Me? I'm sure I could work something out for you, mate. Organivator, good evening to you as well. The problem with Fly Me is it's a 737. I can't fly it. It's a great place, and I know we've spoken about it quite a few times on the channel because it's very local to me. You know, full motion simulator setup there. It's stunning, but it's a Boeing and I can't fly it. I just go in there and get very confused. Yeah, so welcome guys coming, and to those of you watching over on Twitch as well, good evening guys, thank you for joining us. Right, let me bring up our operational flight plan. There we go. Okay, so what time are we off? I have no idea. Oh, actually, we should be off in about 24 minutes. We'll see. Okay, so pretty fully loaded tonight. Just under 16 tons, 1577. Alternate tonight is Split. That's a cool approach as well. Cruise level not too high. Flight level 280. Cost index of 4. We've got that tailwind as well. Headwinds on our way today. Shear rate's good. We're off runway 04 right tonight in Venice, and yes, looking like a runway 29 arrival, which is, I know that's the arrival you guys all want to see. It's the fun arrival into Dubrovnik. Plug fuels 5.3, CNR 2.4. We could take an extra 2 ton of fuel if we need it. Let's go through and have a look. So, just looking at Grid Mora, all of those look fine. The weather tonight looks lovely. Yeah, that's all Cat 1 stuff, isn't it? I feel like summer's arrived this week. Summer has definitely arrived because my lad is his cricket match today outside, and it was horrible and cloudy when we left, and I'm now sat here with my arms bright red and burnt. I've got a proper t-shirt tan. Wasn't expecting that, so that's just starting to burn a little bit, unfortunately. Let's have a look at the weather, see what the evening has in store for us. So winds currently 270 at 4. Ooh, a little bit of light rain. And the forecast, what's the date today? It's the 18th, yeah. 270 at 8. Nice and warm. Yeah, very nice and warm. Winds becoming 070 at 6. Could be spinning around a little bit later on, but that looks all that's fine. Very slight chance of thunderstorms. Oh, that's tomorrow. No, I'm not bothered about tomorrow. Splits, light and variable winds, so yeah, that's fine as well. Podrica, Zara and Tivat. Love Tivat, although I don't think we'll end up there. If something's gone wrong that we have to divert, Tivat's probably not one of the main places to go, but it's really close, so from a passenger perspective, you know, the travel time there, it's inconvenient, it's the wrong country, but it's very close to Dubrovnik. And what we've got here in Venice at the moment is Cavoke. Good. That's our flight route straight down the Adriatic today, which is nice. No en route weather that I can see to worry about. So that's all fine. Quick look at the NOTAMs then here in Venice. Visual docking systems. Yeah, no need to worry about any of those. 04 right is closed later on tonight. Okay, again, that doesn't bother us. And then what we've got in Dubrovnik, unmanned flight. Yep, instrument approach procedure, VOR has been withdrawn from way 29. Okay, well, we're not using that anyway, so that's fine. Alright, no NOTAMs either. Alright, well, fuel, let's have a look. What was plug fuel? 5.3 tons. Oh, we'll take 5.5. In fact, what's the temperature here on the ground here in Venice? It's 19 degrees. Oh, that's all right. Yeah, we'll take 5.5 tons. I'll tell the ground crew to start loading that up in a moment. Why won't my pen work? There we go. Alright, charts. So, Easyjet over on the remote stands here. We'll stand 371, 04 right departure, so we can expect, if we can do an intersection departure, it's not a very long taxi. So, we can expect Victor, Quebec, Kilo, and then we'll do Papa Charlie. If we can, intersection departure from Charlie would be nice. And then on the departure itself, straight out, speed constraint there, 20 degrees of rate of bank or 2/7 second, whichever requires less bank. Transition altitude 6,000 feet, 200 knots there as well. MSA 72 is quite high, isn't it? Yeah, so MSA 72 and initial climb is flight level 90. Okay. That's pretty straightforward as well. Alright, we'll brief it properly once we get on board. Cool, let's go find our jet. Richard Harrison, good evening, Richard. Hope you're doing well. Mohammed says that Aldergrove now waiting to board flight to Manchester on Easyjet. That is a great short little flight. Very, very busy flight for the passengers. For the camera crew and the pilots. They've got lots to do on that flight and not a lot of time to do it. Right, there is our beautiful aircraft. The sun has literally just almost disappeared whilst I've been setting up here, so the stars are out tonight. A little bit of twilight in the air. Right, what did I say? 5.5 tons of fuel. Get that loaded, and GSX can do its thing. Fingers crossed. I'm also flying tonight's flight for the first time with my with my new overhead panel, mini overhead panel, which we showcased and reviewed on the channel a week or so ago. So looking forward to being able to use that tonight. Things will be much easier with that than having to pan around my flight deck. Yeah, so I'm not sure if we've got no air traffic control here. Air traffic centre was on a little bit earlier. I don't know if they still are. That'd be nice if they are, because we'll have full ATC all the way down to Dubrovnik. But yeah, it looks like this is deserted. I just realised, is that the panning there is a bit of an issue. Let me just swap over how I'm transmitting the flight. This should work in a moment. Just bear with me. Just got a slight issue with the way Streamlabs is capturing the game at the minute, so let me just sort that for you, and then all should be fine again. So what have you guys been up to this weekend? Has anybody else been flying, or we've all been outside enjoying the beautiful sunshine? Let's get on board. Organ Aviator, no problem, mate. See you next time. Right, so aircraft is in its turnaround state. Pumps are off. Strobe lights, those off. I think refueling is underway, so obviously seatbelt signs are off. And just check spoil flaps, gear, parking brake, all fine. Need to grab the Q&H, so let me just get the latest meta. And we've got winds are variable 2 knots, fuel cloud 6,000, temperature 19, QNH 1012, no changes. That's fine. Cool, that's set up. So 1012 is fine there. We're currently on Unicom. We'll just flick off that for the time being. VHF2 should be monitored. Guard frequency, yeah. Switch panel's fine. Thrust levers, engine masters, motor selector, they're all fine. 1012 up here, get the constraints on that initial climb, is flight level 90, so set that. Refueling currently underway, and looks like delivering the catering as well. Lovely, let's set up the box then as well. Hey Christoph, good to see you. Richard, been to good old Castleford today to escape, and wow, it was busy. Yeah, I would imagine it was. Killer Penguin, great name. Is this the Phoenix aircraft? It is indeed the Phoenix aircraft, yes. Right, so do the usual stuff. IRS got 3.5 greens, they're fine. Aircraft status, new ARAC cycle, CFM engines, lovely. Frisbex, thank you for subscribing, and Alfred as well, and Hazard, thank you guys for following over on Twitch. Alright, so Alpine 3, 4, Alpha Mike, cost index of 4. Temperature is 19 degrees. The Tropo is 38126. That's not a million miles away. I'm happy to leave that. wind request. Iris in it, 4535 north, 1225 3 east. Okay, take that. And we're cruising today at we're at 280 minus 37. That's interesting. So if we're flying through any clouding during cruise, we'll probably need anti-ice on as well. Right, flight plan then. So we're off 04 right. Hey Jayhawk, I've just seen your message, by the way. No, I think they're still stuck in Malaga. I'll teach them. Teach them flying jet 2. Roska 7 Lima. And yeah, the RNAV 29 arrival on the Sipar 1 Yankee. And they all come in via Olegu. Okay, Radnav page, yeah, Tango Echo Sierra. We'll just hard tune that. Okie dokies, let's get some weights from get our weights from our preliminary load sheet. Alright, so we got zero fuel weights 59.8. Takeoff CFG sorry, zero fuel weight CFG is 31.5. Fuel for the alternate according to the flight plan is 1.3 tons. Fuel planning, see what the box says. We've told the ground crew to load 5.5 tons, so that's an extra 8 minutes. Wonderful. That gives us a takeoff weight then of 65.1, which is just above our max landing weight of 64.5 tons. CFG for departure is 30.1. Awesome. Okay, so let's have a look at our takeoff performance calculations then. Right, I said it'd be great if we could go off Charlie. Let's see if Charlie's in the box for intersection. It is indeed dry. I'll go flaps 1. No need to force toga. Anti-ice obviously off. Packs off as per SOPs. Takeoff weight is 65. 1. CFG 30. 1. And have we got a Charlie departure? Yes, we do. Fantastic. Nice. Saves a bit of fuel. Speeds up the taxi. So that is 133 140 140. Flaps 1. Flex is 61. And we'll have a look at the restriction and acceleration values as well now.
Passengers bus is coming.
Now, SimSmart LDDU. Oh no, that's where we're flying to. One 1007, 1007, 1007. Okay, that's now going to be 807. Take 200 feet off for the new SOPs. And the engine out acceleration also 807. Lovely. So the engine out procedure then, let's have a look at that. Hey Pete, good to see you. So it's a right turn to Hokkaido. hold there, 207, and left turns. And then back to Venice if we've lost that engine. Landing on our departure runway, which is 04 right. So you probably noticed that they've got two runways here, 04 right, 04 left, etc. But they can't use them both at the same time because they're too close together. Very much like Gatwick, actually. So the second runway is usually just a nice wide taxiway. Cool. Okay, that's good. And there we go. That's our hold, and that's our arrival back in. Fantastic. Okay, so hopefully the passengers. Oh, here they come. Look. Right, passengers are boarding. Wonderful. So I think then I was just waiting for them. Let's brief, shall we? Okay, so yeah, with taxi route we're pretty happy with. Taxi pushback facing southeast. Taxi down on Victor Quebec. We've then got a little hotspot here at Quebec, so just be careful. We know where we're going there. Don't roll through onto Quebec because that will really mess us up. Right on Kilo, and then just this little hotspot here again as we make that acute turn over on Papa. Crossing runway 04 left. Remember, it's not an active runway, so that's fine. Holding at Charlie. Single engine taxi? No, I don't think so. We'll get both engines started. It's not that long a taxi, is it? Plus, there's quite a few hotspots and things to pass through, so I don't want to be detracted from starting an engine lay and then running checklists and things. So we'll get both engines started as we push, and then off on 04 right. Now the departure there is pretty straightforward, nothing out of the ordinary. There's a max speed then of 200 knots. Now clean speed today is 216, so just to save a little bit of fuel and be efficient, we're going to we'll pre-select. I'll show you that. Yeah, we'll pre-select S speed, which was it 191? Yeah, 191. We'll just fly at flaps 1. So pre-select that. So then once we've passed Papa Zulu 489, then we'll clean up and accelerate away. As we go, MSA is 7,200. We're climbing flight level 90. So threats to be aware of. We've talked about the hotspots on the taxi. We know where we're going, what we're doing with that. Intersection departure Charlie. We've got the speed restriction, spoken about that, how we're going to mitigate it. And then the only other real threat out of this is it's a flight level we're climbing to, so don't forget to pull standard pressure as we pass through that transition altitude, climbing up to flight level 90. 7 degrees climb gradient, that's fine. Got 2 good engines and we're not that heavy. So yeah, that's pretty straightforward. Nice views of Venice if you sat on the right hand side of the aircraft as we depart. Lovely. Engine out procedure then is standard. If we've lost that engine, I will pull the heading bug so we continue straight out. Don't continue to make that right hand turn, and then once we're above 1,600 feet, we'll make that first turn to the right, hold at Hokkaido, decide what we're doing, and then yeah, probably coming back into Venice. Wonderful. Just waiting for the passengers to finish boarding now. I think they may have boarded actually. I think they might be done. So let's get the APU started. Company message come through. Yeah, we have got our we've got our final load sheet. Excellent. Let's pop the PA on so that we can hear what's happening. Okay. So let's start our APU. Fuel pumps, they can all come on. Seatbelt signs can come on as well now. Why is the crew oxygen supply off? So we'll find the final load sheet. Takeoff weight 65.1, perfect. 168 passengers, 1 infant, and takeoff CFG is 30.5. Wonderful. No LMCs. We're good to go. Beluga, I definitely wouldn't be able to help you with 737 stuff. That's well beyond my remit. To be fair, a lot of the virtual airlines now are, you know, they're really good. They get proper standard operating procedures and that from the airlines that they're replicating, and they do a very good job. Talix, am I in Virtual Easy? No, I'm not. No. Oh, someone just landed. Yeah, just wait for that APU to start, and then whilst I'm doing that, I'll just check the oil quantity is fine. Hydraulic fuel, fluid, yeah, they're all fine. Just checking the the pilots of the aircraft didn't forget to tell us anything. Only thing not working on this aircraft is the weather radar. So. Frism, how do you select between managed and selected on the Phoenix? Exactly the same as fly-by-wire. Yeah, exactly the same. Super Gamer, do I not like Beyond ATC? No, I think it's a great program. I do, but I prefer VATSIM. Hey, Chris. We're available. That's great. So, APU is powering our aircraft. Let's disconnect the external power. Don't need that. Give it a minute. Get APU bleed on and packs on. Just turn that down a little bit. There we are. Lovely. Let's get the ground crew into position. Oh, go away. Right, so cockpit preparation checklist. Aircraft acceptance has all been completed. Fuel quantity is 5.5 tons. Balance. Seatbelt signs are on.
Ciao, Captain. We are ready for pushback.
Ciao to you indeed. Seatbelt signs are on. Ideas. We've got the 3 nav greens, and QNH is 1012. Cross-checked, and that's about 10 feet. Super Gamer, you can get our checklist on our Discord server if you wish to join that.
Departure checks completed. Bypass been inserted.
Okay, get the APU bleed on. Adam, that's the only part of your name I'm going to pronounce. Thank you for following.
Locking the gear.
Venice traffic Alpine 34 Alpha Mike stand 731. Pushing back, facing southeast on Victor. Hey Lando, I'm very well, thank you. Hope you are as well. Right. Packs are on. And the before start checklist then. So let's get ready to go.
Release passing brakes, please.
That should be squawking 2000. So the before start checklist. Parking brakes are on. Takeoff data has been confirmed. Windows are closed. EFB is on flight mode. Doors are closed, not armed. Beacon light is on. Parking brake released.
Recommencing the brakes.
Venice traffic, Swiss 254, taxiing stand 326 via Lima and Mike.
Okay, he shouldn't get in our way. Alright, nose wheel steering is disconnected. Let's get the engine started then. Engine mode selected to ignition and starting engine 1. Ah, Lando, that was a great program. It's some years old though now, isn't it?
Ladies and gentlemen, please observe the cabin crew member closest to you as we are about to demonstrate the safety features of our Airbus A320 aircraft.
Yeah, the safety features of the aircraft. Please pay attention.
Ladies and gentlemen, we now ask for your attention while we take you.
Please set parking brakes.
A safety card is in your
And
seat
parking
pocket
brake is set.
showing the exit routes,
Unlocking
oxygen
the doors.
masks, life jackets, and a brace position that you must adopt if you hear brace, brace. There are 2 emergency exits at the rear, 4 in the middle.
If you require the use of an emergency exit, please remember you'll have to open the door first, as this is Airbus,
Please
not
be aware
Boeing.
that your nearest exit may be behind you. In an emergency, leave all cabin baggage on board. Your seat
Right,
belt
engine
is
1
fastened,
stabilised, starting engine 2.
adjusted, and released as shown. It must be fastened when the seatbelt signs are on, and we recommend that you keep it fastened at all times. If the air supply fails, masks will drop from above you. Pull a mask towards you to start the oxygen. Put the mask over your nose
Door
and
track
mouth.
disconnected.
Hold in
Bypass
place with the
the
strap. Pull on each side to
Truck
adjust.
driver's going out the way.
Put on your own
Right
mask
is
before
clear.
helping others.
That's that aircraft that was coming on to stand, so he's out our way as well.
Put it over your head. Pass the tapes around your waist. Click together. And pull the strap to adjust. Do not
Where's she
inflate
gone? Oh, there she is.
When outside, inflate by pulling the toggle. If it fails to inflate or needs topping up, blow into the tube. There is a light
Good,
and
good.
whistle
And
for
engine
children.
2 is available as well.
We also
Alright,
carry
so...
flotation aids for children.
Engine mode selected to
Your
ignition,
tray table
to
must now
normal,
be
sorry.
stowed, armrest down,
If you bleed
window line
off,
open,
if you
and
master
seatbelt
off, why am I using my mouse? I have
Wishes
a mini overhead that I can use. And spoilers, rudder, flaps, set the trim.
Ladies and gentlemen, we will shortly be dimming the lights. You can turn on a reading
Okay.
light using the controls above your head or in your arm.
Venice traffic Alpine 34 Alpha Mike, taxiing via Victor Quebec Kilo Papa to cross runway 04 left, holding point Charlie for departure runway 04 right. Right, parking brakes released, let's go. Right, so let's do a flight control check now then. So we've got full left, full right, neutral, full up, full down, neutral, rudder, full right, full left, and neutral. Now to start checklist. Anti-ice is off, ECAM status is checked, pitch trim is 30.5, rudder is neutral. Hey Chris Hogg, good evening. So left here onto Quebec. I'm going to get slammed for this, but I don't mind pineapple on a pizza. I prefer meat, but I don't like I don't mind pineapple. Okay, so just to recap, no change to our performance, no LMCs. Our engine out procedure is standard, straight out, engine out, acceleration 810, and once we're above 1600 it's a right turn to our holding point. We'll hold safe at 5000. Departure is straight out, right hand turn, flaps 1 for the first 2 waypoints, flying airspeed. Okay, let's just concentrate on this little hotspot area that we're just coming into now. This is Quebec. Straight across here.
Cabin crew, seats for takeoff.
Hi Gavin, all the passengers are on board and we're ready to go. I'll bring you a cup of tea after we've taken off.
That is lovely, thank you. Left turn. Hey Geraldine, yeah, that should have been added to your AnyBuilds account now, if that's the giveaway I'm thinking of. Apologies if it is not. Okay, so now on Kilo, and we're looking for a turn to Papa. Doesn't look like we've got anything coming in, so that's fine. That's Whiskey 1. Next should be November 1, and then Papa 1. Looks quite light this evening. Is the moon out? Hey, old man, good to see you. And Ash Taylor's in the house as well. In the aircraft. Right, whilst we're just rolling on the straight and narrow. Cancel master caution and disregard. Clear recap. Right, here it comes, I think. Let's just check. So this is Papa 1, yeah, there we go. Okay, so the taxi checklist. Flight controls have been checked. Flap setting is config 1. FMA has got climb now blue 1FT2 9000 blue. Radar predictive wind shear is on. Econ memo. Takeoff no blue. EFP is stowed. Not an active runway. Don't feed the lights. Blue got a combination of all of the above.
Extreme Easyjet's in pilot.
Thank you. Okay, so that's holding at Charlie. Let's have a quick look. I don't think there's anything coming as that. And Venice traffic Alpine 34 Alpha Mike. Lining up runway 04 right, via intersection Charlie for departure to the south. Okay, lineup checklist. Cabin is secured. Takeoff runway is 04 right via Charlie. TCAS, TRA, PAX 1, 2 both off. if everyone's happy, and do a rolling takeoff. And take off. Start the chrono. 50% is set. Stable, set takeoff thrust. Man flex, SRS runway, ultra thrust blue, takeoff thrust set. Knots. V1. Rotate. Positive climb, gear up. Nav. Thrust, climb, climb. Packs back on. Autopilot 1 engaged. I did say if you were sat on the right hand side of the aircraft tonight, you get a gorgeous view of Venice by night. Alright, so we are, as planned, holding S speed 191 until we've passed this next waypoint.
Ladies and gentlemen, please keep your seatbelt fastened while the seatbelt sign is on. We recommend that you keep your seatbelt fastened whenever you are seated. Toilets are located at each end of the cabin. Remember that smoking is not permitted at any time.
Awesome reflection of the moon.
E-cigarettes. In just a few moments, we'll commence our in-flight service, offering you the chance to purchase from our selection of fresh food available today. All details can be found in your in-flight brochure. You can also purchase a selection of hot beverages together with drinks and snacks from the bar. We accept payment in pounds, euros, most major currencies, and debit or credit cards. The correct change would be greatly appreciated. And if we could be of any further assistance, then just ask us as we join you in the cabin shortly.
Okay, so let's clean her up. Manage speed. Standard pressure. Just let the aircraft accelerate a little bit, and then we'll clean the aircraft up. So, flap 0 and spoilers disarmed. Cabin crew released. And spoilers, flaps, gear. Get the lights off as well. And with no ATC around, let's have a quick check. I think we'll be able to go straight up to our planned cruise, which is 28,000. Yeah, no problem. And open climb 280 blue. That was nice and straightforward, wasn't it? Right, 10,000 feet. Can relax a little bit now. Sterile cockpit rule is over. So our lights are all off anyway. And it's nice and stable. So I've got the seatbelt signs off. Clear out the radar page. Flight level 280, yeah, that's what we're going to. Cost index of 0. Secondary flight plan. Okay, now with the same. And job done. So we should be on the ground in just under an hour, I think, which is perfect. So the sun has just set over there on the right. I love the fact the Fenix now with the latest version has got the lights auto dimming in the cabin. And then in a couple of minutes, which, you know, we should be at our top of climb in about 6 minutes, I think. It's not a high climb today. Once we get up there, we'll do the usual stuff, preparing for the arrival, and we'll talk about the RNAV approach, which is an RNAV AR approach, authorization required, which is great fun. Now, at the moment, that's the kind of approach that you can only really do in the Fenix. Can't do it in the fly-by-wire aircraft as of yet. Beluga announcements. The camera detail is something you're jealous of in the Fenix. Sorry. Apparently, well, the fly-by-wire does have them as well. Apparently, announcements are coming to the 737 in the future. I'm really confused, Jamie, why your name is Beluga on PC yet you're flying a 737. Hey Matthew, what's the status? The system item. It is. Sorry, yes, sorry. It's the side stick. It's not real. It's a simism, Matthew, so my aircraft isn't broken. Just my side stick calibration. Nothing to worry about. Nothing going to stop us getting into Dubrovnik. Gilst, when is my next long-haul flight? Oh, mate, I don't even know when my next short-haul flight is, let alone a long-haul flight. Long-haul flights are usually something that I have to plan quite far in advance. So I've got a few potential alternates en route. We've got Pula, which is literally straight ahead of us actually, about 40 miles down there. Split, of course, we'll then come to Dubrovnik. Oh, Beluga, I guarantee you, if you can fly the 737, you can fly the Airbus. I wouldn't say the same the other way around, if I'm being honest with you. I found learning or trying to fly the 737 after being competent in the Airbus just like a backward step. So just asked if Easyjet have got any of the old EAS ones. I don't think so. They still have them fitted with all of these, whatever you call it, the sort of analog gauges down there. But not all of them. I don't even know what the oldest Airbus is that Easyjet has in the fleet, to be fair. Old man, who makes the Dubrovnik scenery? I think it's a lone, it's not a company, it's a lone creator, if you want to call it that. I've forgotten his name, but it's, but yeah, it's awesome. No, DDA RMIs, that's the acronym I was struggling to remember. Brenda, do you think the Airbus is harder to fly? In what sense? It's definitely easier to manage. 100% easier to manage. I have palpitations if I walk into a 7.3 cockpit. Far too many buttons. And that down there is Pula, another Easyjet destination. That is quite a nice view, isn't it, actually? Very realistic. It will be interesting to see what Microsoft Flight Simulator 2024 looks like in an evening. Yeah, flight designs, only the bad ones. Take their computers away, they can still fly. Or at least I hope they can. Ash says, aside from the A320, you like the 737-900, but learning the 737 fries his brain. No, the strange thing about the Easyjet 319s, so trying to identify, you know, if you're lane spotting or whatever, spotting the difference between the A319, the A320, the A321 is usually relatively easy if you look at the emergency exit doors. So the A320 is pretty straightforward. It's got just see around this side, the moon shining on this side. The A320 has got the two emergency exit doors there over the wing. So that's the A320. One large at the front, one large at the back, and two little ones over the wing. The A321 has four doors, but they are spread out across the fuselage. They don't have two over the wing. They're spread out across the fuselage, presumably because it's a long fuselage, and so they can spread out the exits to enable the passengers to all get off within 90 seconds. The A319s, however, only have one door over the emergency, over the wing. However, Easyjet don't. Easyjet's A319s have two doors over them, which sometimes makes it difficult to spot the difference between the 320 and the 319. Right, we're at cruise. So I mean, if you put two side by side next to each other, you know, it's easy. But Pop an A319 next to something smaller, it can be difficult to see. Right, so let's see what's broken. Hopefully nothing. Yeah, all good. I told you my aircraft was going to behave tonight. Yeah, fuel used is good. Everything normal. Dark, do I still use the self-loading cargo anymore? I don't. Honestly, I don't. It's something else that is now built in, and I don't need a separate program to be running, so I'm quite happy without it now. Which, when I think of all the hours I spent creating the sound packs for it, is a bit of a pain, but there you go. Such is life. Oh yeah, no, the old screens with the sun were not a great combination, were they? Should only fly at night. Right, well, one of our next alternates is coming up, actually. We'll set off for some weather reports. So we've got LDZD. It is that, isn't it? Yeah. So send that off. We'll do split as well. LDSP. And of course, check out what's happening in Dubrovnik. Only 05, cab okay, that's wide open. Split has got 330 at 3, so that's wide open as well. What's Dubrovnik giving us this evening then? Ooh, light rain. Fair enough. Variable 8 knots. Oh, okay. Well, as it's variable, technically, then we could use the iOS approach. But none of you want to see that. We'll stick with the plan. We'll stick with the plan of 2.9. Look, in real life, would you get the weather through the box, or would it be printed? Both. So you can get it there, you press the print button, then it comes out through the printer. Oh, but light rain. That's made it interesting. Let's have a look. What's our landing weight going to be? Predicted landing weight. Let's call it 63 tons then for the landing weight. Now it is wet, so we'll use medium pour. Oh, we've literally just got a brand new METAR looking at that. It came out a minute ago. Winds 040 at 16. Crosswind. Yeah, we'll stick with 2.9 then. Yeah, that's all fine, that's fine. Anyway, 63. That's a 5-knot tailwind. Really should do the other approach. Right, can we get in? Yes, we can. That's fine. So, reversal idle for landing. Actual runway conditions is that. Flap 3. No, that's fine. Blue, the max tailwind is 15. So we're still okay. See, realistically, what we should actually be doing is that. We are on the VATSIM network. I probably need to do what they're doing in real life, which will be this. I'm just going to double check that now. Funnily enough, a few minutes ago, like almost a minute ago, a Jet 2, let's have a look. Yeah, Jet 2 took off on runway 11. Okay guys, I'm sorry, it's going to be the boring approach for you. Oh well, sorry, we'll have to come back to Dubrovnik when the wind's favouring 29, but yeah, it's going to be runway 11 tonight then. Makes the flight a little bit shorter. Right, let's find the right charts for it. Most likely coming in via Pilap, if I can find the right procedure. Arrivals, runway 11, there we are. It's going to be the Sipal arrival. Where are you? Come on, bring up the chart. That's the one. So we're doing the Sipal 2 Zulu arrival now. Sort the box out. And then is it the ILS Zulu approach for that? Find out.
Traffic, looking on your turning left on pilot, on 3, 27 miles out.
Just pin both of those.
Traffic Lufthansa 1 for Romeo, now and final, runway 13.
So simple arrival comes in via PLAP. Let's get rid of this approach now, we're not doing it. That's the one. Okay, let's have a look at the charts then. First thing I want to do is just double check. This should be fine, but as we have just changed runway. Just checking that we're good. Yeah, still reverse idle. Flaps 3 landing. Lovely. Set up our box then. So, there's you, pill up, landing, runway 11. No nav aids for us. LDD U runway 11 now. Let's fill in the performance information. So the QNH there is 1013. Temperature in Dubrovnik this evening at the moment is currently still 20 degrees. Wind 040 at 16. I mean, that's a decent crosswind. Config 3 for landing. And what are the minimums? It is 726. Right then, oh, actually I can just see the clouds starting to build up a little bit. Okay, let's brief the approach then. So, new approach for us. We're on the SIPA, not this one, that's not the right one. We're now on the SIPAL 2 Zulu arrival, which is this one, obviously comes via SIPAL. And then what would, if you find the full procedure, it'd be SIPAL, then all the way down, flying this little convoluted approach, obviously for separation. Now, the reason they do this is because in Dubrovnik they always give 10-mile finals, 10-mile separation between aircraft in Dubrovnik, which is why this is quite handy. If there's no one else coming in, though, we can, do SIPAL, then Dubrovnik 610, and then maybe we just go direct to PLAP. So, on our stars, not fuse and radar stations are available, fine. Approach transition from the resu, yeah, we're not doing that. Northeastern winds above 15 knots, turbulence expected. Actually, that's, is that going to be us today? I think that might be, actually. Yeah, 040, isn't it? Yeah, so, turbulence maybe to be expected. After direct clearance to a waypoint, set follow arrival to PLAP. That's fine. yeah, so we'll do CPAL, and then if we can get down early, we'll then check our descent, go direct PLAP, 5,000 feet at PLAP, and then from there, which is about 20 miles out, we're going to be 4,000 feet at 402. Platform altitude is 26. Normal ILS descent. Runway visual range 550. Yeah, that's fine. 3 degrees. Pappy's on the left. And we're just straight in. Nice straight in straight in approach. Transition altitude is 10,000 feet. And the airport itself, we'll probably get off at Echo. Echo and then backtrack to stand. Lovely. Alright, that's the plan. How are we going to execute it then? So let's, as I say, we'll get below the profile if we can. We'll do a direct to PPAL. I'll be 5,000 feet at PPAL, and we will be at green dot speed when we get there. As we leave PPAL, then we'll aim to have at least flaps 1 out by 402. After that, it'll be flaps 2 with the glide as per usual. Platform altitude, say it's 26. Threats or errors, the biggest threat coming in here is all that terrain right on the screen there to the north of the airfield. There is steep rising cliffs up to the north and east, so obviously be aware of that. It's night time, we won't be able to see it, or it might do with the moonlight, but there's a little bit of light rain as well, so we're going to be passing through cloud layers as we come down. Now the other little thing which isn't shown too much here on this chart actually is the terrain, just if we have to go around. So let's have a little look at the go around procedure here. So it's straight ahead, then at 970 feet make a right hand turn, max speed of 200 knots. So that's going to be flaps 1 for that to intercept the 182 radial Dubrovnik VOR outbound. Yeah, so there it is, because there is a little bit of terrain. You can just see in the bottom right hand corner where it says 1029, that is the hill, which for anyone who saw the video for the Arno approach that I put on the other day for coming on 29, that is the hill that you actually fly around. So the go around has us turning right before that hill to clear it, and then head over the Adriatic to hold. So that's our biggest threat. The go around needs to be flown correctly, because don't do it correctly in the rain and the dark and low cloud, then you could become unstuck. Missed approach altitude is 4,000 feet. Alright, so I think that's our biggest threat, and we've briefed it. We know where we're going and what to do with it. Right, top descent is at about 50 miles or so. Captain HW, you can't see the Navigraph map? Really? You can't see this? Hope you can. CPT, thank you so much for the follow on Twitch. Hope you're doing well. So as I do want to try and drop below that profile just a little bit, we are going to start the top percent a little bit earlier, because as you can see here, look, top percent's got us there. I'd like to start that at CPAL, so we'll probably start it a little bit sooner. What I am going to do as well is, if I can just put a range ring around LDDU room level 1. 9 miles around that. 3,000 feet at this point. Just help with that descent. Cool. So if you weren't with us right at the very start as well, I just want to remind you that we've now partnered up with the Contrail web store for Flight Simulator, and you can get yourself 10% off all orders now using a code which is down in the video description. It's also listed on Discord as well. The link is at the top of the chat, pinned, and also in the video description. So yeah, you can now get all your Contrail store purchases with 10% off as well, thanks to our new partnership. So hopefully that will save you a bit of money. I'm saying they've got great things available as well. They do stock a heck of a lot of add-ons from loads of different content add-on developers. So, as for instance, at the moment we've got active skies on there. Yeah, so there's active sky. What's that? St. Petersburg, Oslo, the latest Aerosoft airport. That is a great airport, absolutely brilliant airport. 10% off aircraft as well. Algiers, ooh, Algiers. I'll have to visit that. For those of you who like the Easyjets, 10% off these as well. So, yeah, loads of things. So you can now save yourself 10% using our discount code. So well worth doing it. Paradisus Millers Airport, awesome airport. Microsims Airport as well. So yeah, check that out when you can. Beluga, not sure if you have inner builds, if they have the inner build sceneries, but if you use again the link in the video description or pinned at the top of the chat, you can get inner build sceneries via that link, and again that also helps support us here on the channel as well. So feel free to support us at the same time. Hey, Flight Studio official, good to see you. So currently 116 miles away. That's track miles as well as it is. Now this is a great little time to do our own calculations if we want to get straight in. So say what we're going to do is we're going to fly Delta Uniform 610 and then see if we can just do a nice little direct. As the crow flies, have a quick look. We are 64 miles away, so that's about 20,000 feet. So we are going to start that top of descent now as planned. So we'll go flight level 140, thrust idle, over descent 140 blue, down we go. Flight Studio, correct, this is not the Innobuild 320, this is the Fenix A320. Hey Morgas, good to see you. Let's try. Anyone use the Lido charts? I don't actually. I've always used Navigraph. Funnily enough, real life Easyjet are on the Lido charts. I should probably do that to make it more realistic, shouldn't I? Jason, mate, thank you so much for your continued support of the channel. Welcome back to our First Officers Club. And Clever Trevor's also here as well. Blue Gold, will we regularly flying the Innobuild A320? We'll definitely test it. Of course we will. Of course we will. I think we're all spoiled by the Fenix aircraft though. Right, there's the cloud layer that we'll be going through. Get the anti-ice on in a few minutes. What's that company message? No ADC required. Oh wow, we left on time. That is brilliant. Hey, Andy boys. Yeah, so the air cycle ran out, was it yesterday or the day before? Need an update for it. Ash, I currently use the Thrustmaster pedals. They are a beast. They're awesome. Jarvation, good evening to you. Right, so let's pull speed, wind up that descent, and then we can get the shortcut in. So, speed that descent up now. And we're going to go all the way down to 5,000 feet, and that is where we will be at P-lap. So, 5,000 blue in open descent. William, can I turn on the daytime to the for the arrival? It would kind of spoil the immersion somewhat, wouldn't it? But if you do want to see the airport in the daytime, then check out the video I released on it a couple of days ago. Hey, Gadget FPV, raining us over on Twitch with a party of 10. Hey guys, thank you so much. Afternoon, Dryzen. You join us literally as we're on the approach now to, yeah, on the approach into Dubrovnik. Andy, you should probably update your aircraft. Yeah, good idea. Would make sense. So if I just pop P-lap in there, we're 22 miles away from that. I can work out roughly then where I want to go direct to P-lap. We want to be 5,000 feet at P-lap. So we just need to continue this descent down at the moment. Dan Slater, mate, thank you so much for the Prime sub. I really do appreciate that. Right, down to descend into the clouds, etc. Time to start concentrating, and we'll also get the seatbelt signs on as well. And the approach checklist. So the barrow ref is 1013. Seatbelt signs are on, and minimums are 7 to 6. Auto brake is low, and EFB is stowed. Lesson, do I think the combination of Navigraph, nav data from Navigraph and LiDAR is a good combo? How do you mean there, Tony? Hey, Gadget, thank you so much for the raid, mate. I appreciate that. Thank you so much. We're
Ladies and gentlemen, we will shortly be landing.
We'll sure it'll be landing, yeah.
Your cabin bag is safely stowed with your laptop inside.
Listen to my cabin
Your
manager.
table must be stowed, armrest down, and window blind open. You now need to be seated with your seatbelt fastened, ready for landing. Please help us by handing in any rubbish, newspapers, or magazines that you do not want to take with you. The toilets are no longer in service.
India Delta uniforms identified. Zulfi's the announcements are built in now to the Fenix A320. Hey Glenn. Just a reminder guys, if you enjoyed our Saturday night stream, Saturday, I never say that, I never fly on a Saturday night. If you have enjoyed us tonight, then please do hit that like button if you're watching over on YouTube. Well, let's turn it. The only way you can update the nav data in Microsoft Flight Simulator is to use Navigraph. You don't have to use their charts, though, if you don't want to. Okay, so we're now going to go direct to Pila. There we go. And that's a track mileage distance of 34 miles. Organ will probably be on the ground in about 15 minutes. So. God, it's very dark now, isn't it? Landing lights on. Can anyone see anything? Ah, there we go. I can see cloud. Right, speed 250. Did say it was raining in Dubrovnik this evening. Sadly. So a reminder, there is just a little bit of a threat as well with the with turbulence, with the winds coming from the northeast. Dubrovnik traffic, Alpine 34 Alpha Mike is 11 miles to the west of Pilap. We'll be intercepting from Pilap the ILS runway 11 for Dubrovnik. Okay, activate our approach phase.
Cabin crew must now be seated for landing. Thank you.
Hey Kevin, it's good to see you. In fact, I'm just going to pull heading and we're just going to, that's just going to intercept us a little bit early. I don't want to do that. So we're just going to extend that downwind a tad. Hey Aaron, good evening mate. I've got a nice crosswind landing coming up for you as well tonight. Zulu, when do you need to operate the anti-ice? When first rule is when there is visible moisture, so cloud, rain, mist, fog, etc. Ice, obviously. Snow. And the TAT temperature is below -10, so for instance I can actually, below 10, sorry, so I can turn it back off now, it's plenty warm enough. And the SAT temperature is above -40. Okay, so back direct PNAV. It's nav. Right turn. Speed alt star, 5,000 feet. So this is where you're kind of building up your own mental picture, trusting your own situational awareness. We're thick in the cloud, we know we've got high terrain literally bang right in front of us now. But just from the chart, we're literally turning towards PLAB 2071, that's the ice peak at this point in the direction we're travelling. We're at 5,000 feet, so we know we're safe. Establish probably about 20 miles out. Commentator, what ATC do I tend to use between Beyond ATC and Say Intentions? Honestly, VATSIM. Which is probably not the answer you wanted to hear, I know, I'm sorry, but I love the realism of VATSIM. Right, glide slope, lock blue, cat 3 dual autopilot 1 and 2. Lock star. Dubrovnik traffic, Alpine 34, Alpha Mike established, ILS, runway 11, 19 mile final, Dubrovnik. Localizer captured. Thrust idle over descent and 4,000 blue. Platform altitude is 2,600 feet, so I'm actually going to set 3,000 blue. There we go. Flaps 1, speed's checked. Flaps 1. And speed 190. Actually, no, 180. Hey, Stevens Park. Good evening to you. Zul, what does the star mean? The star just means that it's capturing. And then when it just says localize, it means it is actually captured. Alright, there's the glide slope, just coming down to meters. Nice little 8 knot headwind at the moment. That is going to spin round though from the left, I think, and also increasing its intensity. It is throwing it down. Look at the rain shower being lit up by the lights down there. That looks awesome. That looks really nice. Victor, how do you insert the blue flight path for the missed approach? It's built into the database. You don't put that in. So that is automatically built into the database. Right, 2,600 blue. We'll use VS now. Set VS 700. Just allow us to capture that glide slope now. Doesn't matter whether it's day or night, does it? The approach into Dubrovnik is just stunning. Dubrovnik traffic, Alpine 34 flight, 10 mile final, runway 11. Just a reminder, if we need to go around, it's a right-hand turn at 970 feet. Glide slopes captured, missed approach altitude is 4,000 feet, that's set, flaps 2, speeds checked, flaps 2, 8 mile final. I can see a random light in front of me. What's that? Doesn't look like a runway light. It might be actually. It might be the runway. Oh, there it is, coming out of the clouds. Oh, it's beautiful. Jamie, would you not push VS just to stop the descent and capture? No, you might as well continue going down, just at a shallower rate. It's more fuel efficient.
2,500.
I'll tell you what I haven't done. Flaps 3. Right, 6 miles. Let's push for managed speed. Gear down, spoilers armed. Flaps 3, speeds checked. Flaps 3, all the lights on. In we come. That wind has spun round to the left as expected. 4 mile final. And landing checklist, cabin is secured, go around altitude is 4,000 feet, set eco memo, landing no blue. One other thing I should have mentioned as we were briefing this, there's quite some steep sort of peaks and troughs of the terrain just on the approach to this runway, so you might hear the radio altimeter just calling different altitudes out. That visual perspective there as well looks like we're a little bit high, doesn't it? But we're not. We're bang on profile. It's that wind blowing us off to the right a little bit. Let's get back on. 1,000 feet.
Above.
3 whites, just correcting. Our wind's been changing directions a little
Minima.
bit. Continue.
100.
Light slope.
40, 30, 20. Retard. 5.
Spoilers. Reverse decel. Manual brakes. Reverse is off. welcome to Dubrovnik, everybody. Check out that replay as well in a couple of minutes. And then hold for the follow me. Dubrovnik traffic, Alpine 35 for Mike, vacated runway 11. Start our APU.
Ladies and gentlemen, the cabin crew will shortly be leaving their seats to perform safety-related duties. However, we ask that you remain seated until the fasten seatbelt sign has been switched off. Portable electronic devices for messaging, calls or internet access may now be used. Please make sure that you take all your personal belongings with you, checking in the seat pocket, underneath the seat and in the overhead lockers. Do take care when opening the lockers in case anything falls out. Smoking is not permitted until you reach a designated smoking area. On behalf of the captain and the crew, it has been our pleasure looking after you today.
Dubrovnik traffic, Seabird 383, lining up runway 11.
For latest news, promotions, flight and destination information, check out our official Facebook page, Twitter.
Turn the radars off. TCAS. So there was rain in the vicinity, but this actually all looks quite nice and dry, doesn't it? Aircraft just departing. Was it British Airways? Oh no, Olympic. Cool. Turn them taxi lights off so we don't blind the ground crew.
Seabird 383, departing runway 11.
Clever. I actually found this airport to be incredibly well optimized. So if you have got a low-end system, don't worry about it. This airport works very nicely with it. No GSX profile set perfectly just yet though, because I'm not quite sure we're on the 320 markers. No, we're going to roll a little further forward. Much to the upset of the marshal, I'm sure, but never mind. There we go, that'll do. And parking brake is set. Awesome. Right, well, we'll leave the engines running so that we can check out the replay in a bit. But yeah, welcome to Dubrovnik, everyone. I probably won't show you too much around the airport just because there's a video on the channel about it, but what I love is the fact that it looks nice and busy. Nighttime lighting looks really good because it's full glass-fronted cockpit, and yeah, looks like plenty going off in there without killing your frame rates as well, which is really nice. So yeah, where the hell is that plane going? I mean, there's some big cliffs over there. Might not end up. Right, let's check out that replay. Disconnect off VATSIM before we do that, of course. Probably not see very much until the last minute on this side of the airport because you're looking out of the Adriatic Sea. So just a reminder, guys, if you have enjoyed the stream, please don't forget to leave a like. Honestly, it makes such a difference. It really does. If you're into some aviation merch as seen on screen, then links in the video description below. And of course, our new partnership with Contrail, so you can pick up all of your orders from the Contrail store now with 10% off using our discount code. Not forgetting, of course, our other channel partners, Builds. You can support the channel greatly by using the links in the video description top of the chat to get your Build scenery. Don't know what that landing rate was, but I'm happy with it, whatever it was, so it just doesn't really matter. I use free FSLTL for my model matching. That, of course, is only available on PC, however. Might just have a quick look out the window at the other side. Plenty more to see coming on the left-hand side. But you get to see the airport if you sat on the right-hand side. But yeah, if you've never flown to Dubrovnik, highly recommend it. Gorgeous approach. Looks great in the daytime. And if the winds have been favouring runway 29, well, that approach is even more spectacular. DJ, do I limit my FPS in the NVIDIA control panel? I used to, when I had a slightly slower, not quite as powerful PC. I don't anymore. Probably should, but I don't. I see, now we're doing the replay. There's some rain on the window. Blue Got Jamie, not quite sure what how much Dubrovnik is. I honestly can't remember. Leandro, yeah, so Sky Dolly. Sky Dolly is the name of the flight recorder that I'm using. Never lets me down. Straightforward, easy. And remembers things as well now, like flaps, gear, all that stuff. You can just see the hills in the background there, can't you? Awesome. Oh, I'm loving the shadow of the wing. I've never noticed that before. See the shadow of the wing from the rotating beacon light? That's brilliant. That's really neat. Cool. Well, guys, thank you so much for joining me. See, it's very rare we do a Friday night stream, I was going to say. A Saturday night stream, but something a little bit different. And as I say, I've missed you guys this week. Been a busy week. Been hankering to fly for a while. So, yeah, here we basically were. So, thank you so much for joining me. And yeah, hope you're having a great weekend. I'm going to leave you with our usual flight in, which looks rather wet. Thank you so much, everyone. I'll look forward to seeing you all on our next flight. And remember to check out the video descriptions for special offers, and our next live stream, of course, will be posted as per usual on our Discord server. Have a great weekend, everyone. See you all again very soon. Good night.
$100, $50, $40, $30.